Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Yu-Gi-Oh video for you guys today. So I haven't put a Yu-Gi-Oh video out in a little while because you guys know I've been so focused on just Cyber Dragon content and trying to figure out some really good options for this deck. But today I've got a couple new combos for you guys. First off, we've got a new kind of combo for K9 Cyber Dragon, possibly two. I gotta double check. But at a very minimum, for those of you that do not like the artifact locked, which there are a few people that don't like it because they want to play more interactive Yu-Gi-Oh, whereas lock kind of shuts that off. You know, you send your opponent into their turn without being able to do anything. And also this combo is good going second, where lock only really works going first. Some people are choosing to side out Mjolnir for other cards, since Mjolnir can technically be a brick, and I mean, makes sense to me. So when I was on stream, on my last Yu-Gi-Oh stream, we came up with a combo that's extremely powerful, damn near as powerful as the artifact lock, but it doesn't actually lock your opponent out of playing the game. So I want to bring this to you guys, so that way you guys have another reference point for building your own combos. Secondly, second combo I wanted to focus on is actually a new Cyber Dragon Fiendsmith combo. I know, everybody's all on the K9 dong, and K9 is a fantastic way to play Cyber Dragons, arguably the best way, but the only problem I really have with the K9 Cyber Dragon deck as a whole is that the deck does not have much recursion. So if your opponent happens to break your board, it becomes really, really hard for the deck to come back because you burn through so many resources on your initial combo. And then Fiendsmith, whereas Fiendsmith, not only do you draw extra cards for the follow-up turns, you recur your fusions, you recur some of your fusion spells, and Fiendsmith can damn near play forever because it's a self-contained engine that can just resurrect stuff from the graveyard. So I got a combo for both, so we can improve both sides of the deck so you guys can play whichever version you want. So if you guys enjoy the kind of video and want to see more combo videos like this, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's jump in and let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is where it starts from a normal Cyber Dragon combo. Realm. This is starting from Cyber Dragon Core or Cyber Emergency. You guys know this. This is just the typical stuff we've been doing. Nothing changed here. All right, all good things, all good things. Now, cool thing about here is if you want to end on Clockwork Knight, you don't have to discard it because we actually have this deck. This version involves Cleave Genius, and Cleave Genius can search Therion King, which we're also going to do. You can actually trigger Cleave Genius multiple times with the way this combo / build works. So now we're going to go to Cleave Genius, bang bang. Chimera for Worm. Worm effects. Boop. And now we add a Cyber Spell. And then of course Hertz gets his OG Cyber Dragon for Joe Cool. Now here's where things start getting a little different. So Clockwork Knight, discard a spell card, but we're not searching Regulus because we can grab Regulus off Genius, which I didn't know it could do. Instead, we're going to grab our Infinitrack Tunneler. You can play any level 5 Infinitrack monster. Basically, it attributes a level 5, I'm sorry, an Earthlink monster to special summon itself. So we're going to attribute the Cleave Genius after we get our uses out of it. So now we got a Power Bond, Rampage, boop boop. I don't have anything to dump with Rampage, so I'm not going to. The only things I have left, I think, are Naxter and Core. I may be dumping Naxter to have it for a follow-up if I can resurrect it. But if you're playing something like Union Driver, you could send it here for set up for Therion King to get another body. But that does require us to play another brick in the deck, and we do not want to do that. So now we're going to go into our K9 stuff. I'm gonna send Worm, grab Joe Cool. Joe Cool effect on Cyber Dragon. And now we can trigger Cleave Genius. It's really easy to trigger Cleave Genius multiple times. That's where the spell canceller effect comes combo comes from later when we get into Roy. But right now, unfortunately, we have no way to special summon a Roy, even when we search it. So now we got to make sure we use Joe Cool's effect. Grab Lantern. And next we go Chaos Angel with a light and a dark. And we'll throw that in defense mode. I don't have to worry about Cleave Genius because I don't have another way to trigger Cleave. Well, I can trigger Cleave Genius again. I just don't have any targets for it. Then we can go Lantern for Joe Cool. Boop. Boop. Lantern effect. Grab Case. Which is cool because that means we can go, well, let's do this first. Boop. Boop. Princess Quinry. Special summon level 5. Special to your field. Bang. We're still going. Activate. Add a K9, so we have Azuna set up in hand 2. Activate Infinite Track. Send. Special. Infinity. Well, Nova first. Activate. Detach a special summon. And overlay. And link. And activate. It doesn't really matter what we equip. It can be anything, I guess. Cyber Dragon. Though, be careful doing that, because if your opponent is playing, like, say you do end with Clockwork Knight, if your opponent is playing Chimeritic Fortress Dragon, they can fuse your board with your Cyber Dragon in the background. Anyway, here we are. So, what do we got here? We have an Omni Negate from Infinity, an Omni Negate from Therion King, a Banish with SP Little Knight, and as a matter of fact, with the way that combo ended up, we actually could have made IP Masquerena instead if we really wanted to, instead of SP Little Knight, because we made that with Quinry and Cyber Dragon, which I just don't have SP Little Knight in my extra deck just yet, so I might just change that out. And then, of course, we have Ripper for a hand or graveyard negate. The only thing we're missing out on is we're not playing the quick play spell in this build, but that's something you could easily have fit in, and that would have given us another interruption. And we have Inazuna set up in hand to go into Hound, which that's kind of a last resort thing, or we can go into Typhon too. Like, we have plenty of options. The big difference here is the Chaos Angel, which would have originally been a Valon. But Chaos Angel protects, since we made it with a light and a dark, it can't be targeted. It's unaffected by all monster effects, and all of our monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So yeah, solid board. And again, another way to play outside of the typical artifact lock that everybody's been doing. Next combo. So this is going to be a similar combo, but we're starting from our Cyberdark line, so you can do this with Claw or with Realm. This way, we're allowed to maximize on starters with 12 one-card starters. Which is good, because that's at least, that's a little more than a quarter of your deck. This is all the same. Clockwork Knight. We use Clockwork Knight and Chimera to get Worm. Bang, bang. Worm effects. Dump hurts. And then, of course, Hurts effect to grab OG. And then we tribute for Chimera. Well, not tribute, but send. Chimera's effect for Clockwork Knight. Grab Power Bond. Clockwork Knight effect. Now, here's the cool thing about the Infinite Track monster. We don't need to go into Genius to do this. Clockwork Knight is an Earth Machine, so we can tribute it right there. So we're going to go by Oju, and then, of course, Power Bond. Get rid of the guys in the grave. Doop, doop. Now this time we do want to send something. We do want to send something. I can't remember if I actually need to for this combo, but I will send a core just so we have a target. And we're gonna overlay into Ripper, getting us into our K9 engine. Attach. We will add Joe Cool. Now the only downside I haven't figured out yet is, because I'm kind of making this combo up as I'm going, is getting Cleave Genius out to get Therion King. That's where I'm a little hesitant, but I think we should still be okay here. Because we only need to trigger it once to get Therion King. Because now we go like this. Activate this effect. Grab Lantern. Because I think we can make it right here. Special summon. Because if we make Genius here... Oh, I can't use Joe Cool. Oh wait, it needs machine monsters. Alright, I think I got this. So, sorry for the pause. I'm kind of making this combo up as I'm going. So I haven't actually practiced this one, but look, we're going to go Quinry. Quinry effect. Detach Joe Cool. Bring back Rampage, which is a machine. Special summon it to your field. We just have to change up how we do the end of that, because now we can go Cleave Genius with Rampage and Chimera. Bang. Then we can activate Lantern with the Joe Cool we just attached. Bang. Which is going to trigger this for Therion King. Special summon. So here we can't go into IP. I'm still figuring that part out. But we can clear this out for SP Little Knight. We can go into Chaos Angel, but Chaos Angel's not going to have the battle protection. I'm going to have to tweak the combo for that. But we can go into Valon Skyblaster. And then we still have Therion King Regulus, which can put anything on it. And that still leaves us with 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5 interruptions. That one's not as good as with the Chaos Angel board. I could probably tweak that a little bit, but I literally just made this off the cuff. We could have made Chaos Angel when we had Cyber Dragon and Joe Cool on the board, and that would have had all the Chaos Angel protection. But I wanted to make sure we can get Therion King, because if we had done that, I wasn't figuring we would have searched Lantern. Lantern could have, I guess we could have, instead of SP Little Knight and Therion King, we would have had Skyblaster, and we would have ended with Ripper, Skyblaster, and Chaos Angel. So pick whichever version you like. So those are our 2 1-card combos. Again, if you can think of a way to refine that second combo to be also able to get the Chaos Angel, let me know in the comments. The first one I had practiced, this one I kind of made off the cuff. But now we're going to jump over to Fiendsmith side so I could show you guys the Fiendsmith lock combo. Alright guys, so this is another 1-card combo, because you know we love the 1-card combos on this channel. And from our cyber side, this allows us to not only get the artifact lock, if you want to play it like this, it also gives you full access to your Fiendsmith engine. So again, core or emergency, and we go into our usual combo. Now, in the original Cyber Fiendsmith combo, if you wanted to go into the Fiendsmith engine, obviously once you use Chimera, you're locked out of the fusion side of the Fiendsmith engine, so you can't go full Fiendsmith, but you can still gain access to it by sending cards like Lacrima and Requiem and Engraver all to grave, and sending that for the following turn to have your follow-up. Here, we do not have that. We do not have that this time, so we're going to do things a little bit different. So we're going to go Artifact Dadga here. Boom, which is going to, of course, trigger Chimera to send Worm. Okay, all still the same things. Now we're going to activate Worm, getting rid of Hurts, summoning Worm for Realm, and that is going to grab us OG Cyber Dragon. Though we don't need to do that. That's just if we want to. Clockwork Knight. Get rid of Realm. It used to be we would send Cyber Dragon to be able to bring it back later. Now we're gonna go Power Bond. Obviously, we're gonna chain Artifact Dadga. Rampage. Actually, now I think about it, we want to have Cyber Dragon in the grave. So we're just gonna do it like this. Oh wait, no, I don't even need to do that. Because Worm is a Cyber Dragon. And then of course we're gonna pop our back row. Now here we want to be able to ditch any Cyber Dragon just because we can bring back Worm as a level 5. Special summon. Overlay. Into Nova. Nova effect. Detach Worm. Bring back Worm. I also didn't have to go into Nova yet. I could have summoned Therion King, so I could have given us a little more protection from something like Nib. Overlay. Now we go Regulus, grab Union Driver. This does require you to play Union Driver, unfortunately. But now Union Driver special summons itself. Overlay into Princess Quenry. You guys see where I'm going from here, right? Princess Quenry effect, detach Worm, summon Artifact Mjolnir to your opponent's field. Artifact lock is live, but the combo is not over. Now we absorb, boom, and then we can get into our Fiendsmith engine, because now we can link these two away because they're done. Go into Requiem effect to grab Lacrima effects. Dump Engraver. Engraver sends back Moon. Special summons Engraver. And then we can end on either SP Little Knight or IP Masquerena here, actually. So I might need to start putting IP Masquerena back in the deck. But just to clarify what has happened here, we have our opponent under an artifact lock. We have 2 Omni Negates on the board. We could have SP Little Knight's bounce, or if you decide to play IP Masquerena with this combo, you can go IP Masquerena, SP Little Knight, SP Little Knight. Because we're not done, the combo actually continues into our opponent's turn. And why I said we have access to our Fiendsmith engine, because now on our opponent's draw phase, standby phase, you can Lacrima, which will send Lacrima back to deck to summon out Fiendsmith's Requiem. And then during the main phase, with quick effect, you can use Fiendsmith Requiem to special summon Lacrima back from the deck. And then when you do that, you can use Lacrima to dump Fiendsmith in Paradise. Which Fiendsmith in Paradise is its own interruption, and with Lacrima on the board, you now have the materials for IP Masquerena to be able to go into SP Little Knight on your opponent's turn, giving you giving you 3 extra interruptions if you're playing IP Masquerena. So I'm probably gonna throw that in. But I just wanted to show you guys that the Fiendsmith engine could still do the lock with Cyber Dragon while still getting you into both your Cyber Dragon engine and your Fiendsmith engine. And again, that was a 1-card combo. All right, guys. Last combo of the video. Basically, this is still the Cyber Dragon Fiendsmith variant, and this is us doing the same combo from the Cyberdark line. And just showing you that again, both of these builds allow us to have a maximum number of starters. The only downside really to the Cyberdark line is that because we don't have a lot of good Cyberdark cards, the Cyberdark line kind of becomes bricky after turn 1. Like, they're great for starters, but Claw and Realm don't search anything past turn 1. So it's finding a good balance for them is a little difficult. Activate. Special summon. Activate. Clockwork Knight. Power Bond. All that fun stuff. This time we're actually going to discard OG. I want to see if it makes a difference. Now we have you. Now we can go into Dadga. Activate. Trigger Dadga. Cool thing is the combo naturally gets you, well, I guess it takes a little longer, but it can get you to lock your opponent out of being able to use Nib. So we're gonna just banish these two. I guess in this case we do need to discard Cyber Dragon to have a body for everything. That's gone, and then of course Rampage, and this time we will dump Union Driver and a core. Why not? Therion King with the Union Driver. All right, so this side of the combo does have a couple downsides, but we do still get full combo. So at this point, we summon Union Driver, and we basically have to initiate the lock now if we want it. We can't go Nova, summon Cyber Dragon, get Infinity, and then still make the lock because we don't have a level 5 extender. But we can go Quenry, detach, summon Mjolnir to their side of the board, and they are under the artifact lock. The lock is in place. And because we don't have Nova, they do get to keep the spare body, but they can't special summon with it anyway. So unless they're going to play something that tribute summons, I think they will be okay. And now we can go into our Fiendsmith line. Lacrima effect to dump Engraver. Engraver sending back Moon. Special. And then I did slip in IP Masquerena in between replays. So it looks like a much weaker board. We still have 2 interruptions with IP Masquerena. We still have Lacrima to summon on our opponent's turn via Requiem. And we do have 1 Omni Negate. Plus we would still have 4 of the cards in hand. But you see the vision. Our opponent is still under the artifact lock, so their number of cards almost doesn't matter. And with our Fiendsmith engine set up, we do have our plays for next turn. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. 4 combos, 1 video. Hope it help you guys expand. Show you guys that Fiendsmith still in. The Fiendsmith Cyber variant is still really good. As a matter of fact, now we can cut down on bricks now that Mjolnir has come to light. And I still think it has the better long game, whereas K9 has the more powerful board up front. But I know it's rare. It's extremely rare for your opponent to break it, but I did it on stream, and it happened literally twice in a 3-hour stream, 4-hour stream, where my opponent hit me with a Dark Ruler No More and smashed my board, and I had no way to recover. Like, Dark Ruler No More has become the bane of our existence, on top of getting hand trapped at the proper points. If your opponent knows the deck and knows where to hand trap, it makes it really, really hard to play. Well, give me your thoughts down in the comments, guys. If you guys can think of some ways to refine these combos even more, any of the 4, let me know. I still think the Cyberdark card combos are a little bit weak, especially on the but on the K9 side. Once we get into Roy, the Cyberdark line becomes extremely powerful, because if you guys remember, we didn't use our normal summon with the Cyberdark line, but because they're giving us an Earth Machine, we can search that instead of the Infinitrack monster and use that as our second normal summon. So it's all up here. They've given us a new bridge. And keep an eye out, guys, because somebody was telling me about using the scrap engine to bridge K9 and Cyber Dragon, and I might start messing with that too. But that's future Zaphikel's problem. Guys, if you want to be on social media, those links are down below. Come by the next Yu-Gi-Oh stream. I usually post whenever I'm going to do one, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for all your support, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Later.
See it in my eyes, I was born for this. I got demons on my side, you ain't high like this. I got reason to believe, I don't need it from my gifts. Only I can change the world and it go like this.